The opioid epidemic has affected every community across Massachusetts, from the inner city to the suburbs. More and more grandparents are now raising their grandchildren as their own children struggle with the disease of addiction. Carolee McGrath sat down with Maureen Donelan, the principal of Fisher Hill Elementary School in Orange and a member of the Franklin County Opioid Task Force, and Jacki Dillenback, who's raising her granddaughter, to find out more.
We're a preschool through second grade school, and when I joined the task force, most of the school representation was middle school, high school, and so they were surprisingly curious about why did I want to join as an early childhood principal. And I said, oh, wait, let me tell you what's going on for our 3-year-olds, our 4-year-olds, our 5-year-olds, and what they're exhibiting. And so it became a richer conversation as to the impact at such a young age for our students.
And what are they exhibiting? What are you seeing?
Trauma, anxiety, constant crisis, lots of transitions. I would say our students, and not all of them are dealing with the same situations. It's not cookie cutter, but there is a lot of stress, a lot of aggression that will come out in different ways for different children. And so we started to get to the root of what's going on, and then started connecting the dots. Oh, recently I live with grandma now, or things like that. So they were, unfortunately, teachers aren't necessarily trained for this. They go to college. I was a teacher. No one taught me about how to handle any behaviors. There were no behavior classes. And as the years go on, the time goes on, you start seeing more and more behaviors happening. And so when you start to look at, there is a reason, there is a function of that behavior, what is it? It started to become a common pattern.
Okay, so Jacki, tell us a little bit about your story. I know you're raising your granddaughter.
My granddaughter, she's actually, her 6th birthday is today. I have had permanent guardianship of her since she was 18 months old, though she's been living in my house since she was 6 months old. My daughter is a heroin addict, recovered, thank goodness for now, and hopefully it stays that way. But she, I'm having a difficulty not jumping into what you're saying, because what's so fascinating to me as the grandparent, so many different pieces to the whole situation when you're the parent of the child that has the issue, because emotionally it's catastrophic, because you really find yourself having to make a decision, who do I help? And so many grandparents and friends of mine that are in the same situation, it is life-altering on a physical level just because everything changes, but that piece emotionally is what we keep missing. And folks will say, well, there are support groups, and you really need to make time to go and talk to these folks. The one thing we don't have anymore is time. I am very, very fortunate in the sense that I was able to, and I'm not sure fortunate is the right word, but I was able to maintain a relationship with my daughter throughout. And it had its own sets of anger and frustration and desperation and, in and out of programs and jail and all those things that come with that addiction that we're learning as we go. I'm pretty good at it now, but at the time it was really frightening. But I was able to maintain a relationship with her where I could say to her, this is happening, and this is the only way I know how to handle it. And I wanted to keep her in the loop of how I planned to transition her child emotionally as this was happening. And the reason I did that was I allowed her to stay in her life. Probably one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make.
Wouldn't it have been easier for you to say, you know what, you can't do this.
Absolutely.
I'm taking her now.
Absolutely. The problem with that was my daughter needed me as much as my granddaughter needed me. And there were times where she would be at my front door. Her daughter knows her mother. That's my mommy. And I had to be very careful about being that person that didn't allow that. And I also knew that there was a distinct possibility in my heart that my child would become well and want her daughter back. So it's been a really it's been a real struggle to keep everybody stable. My own marriage stable, my own household stable, my job's intact. All of those things become part of it. And I've kind of gotten to a point now where I find grandparents. And now I just smile and say, I know, I get it.
So is her
What can
story
we do?
pretty common? I mean,
Extremely
the
common.
turmoil that I can imagine that you're describing in your house with your marriage, you can picture it. And the stress on that, the little girl, you know, how many of their little kids are out there like that?
And I think because here they're so young, as Jackie said, they don't know how to express it. And sometimes it's just being under the desk and wanting to be left alone, but not knowing why. And we're saying that's a signal to us that they're looking for something. So
And
they
really not wanting to be alone, but wanting
exactly
to be alone. That's a very common
or
reaction.
trusting.
Yeah.
We have a lot of children who don't trust us. And we wonder why, and it's because the adults in their life, they haven't been able to trust. So it's really zeroing in on what's going on for that individual child and finding out what we can do to support them. And then the family, because when we call home and we talk to the grandparents, we'll explain what's happening, what we're seeing, and oh, I'm seeing the same thing at home, but I don't know what to do. I was hoping you did.
You know, people's response, not my problem, fix it. Not my problem. I don't want to deal with that. That's not my child. That's not what my taxes pay for. I don't know why my child has to deal with that all the time. Is a very easy answer when you don't understand. It's the easy way to manage that situation. So I think as a community and as a grandparent to see more of that, not send them off on Tuesdays to see the counselor because they have a problem, but to really give our teachers and our counselors the tools, or at least the awareness of what is happening psychologically to these children. So often they explode like that because they're doubting themselves and they don't like themselves. Why? Because they've convinced themselves that mommy and daddy don't like them and they aren't good enough.
Does
and
that
they aren't
make you
worth fighting
angry
for.
as a grandmother? That must kill you that your granddaughter would have that feeling.
Does
it make you angry at your daughter?
It makes me so, not only so deeply saddened for my granddaughter, but I think doubly saddened for my child, because she is sober now and she is fighting and she's a wonderful young woman and she's working to help other people. But that damage, she can never repair that. And that hurts me more than anything else for her, because as a parent, those are the joys of being a parent. And she works tirelessly every day to repair that damage as best she can. But I have to tell you, which is why I say it was difficult, because I had to help both of them. I needed to also walk her through being okay with the fact that, you know what, it happened. Nothing we can do about it. But I can tell you without any question, if I've ever had a doubt, anyone that looks at me sideways and said, "What were you thinking?" I knew exactly what I was doing. There was no other choice. And because of the love you have for your children and your grandchildren, you just do it. And so now we have to find ways to kind of support each other to get through it when you want to say, I don't want to do it anymore, because the other option really isn't what they're saying.